I think you already know the answer to that question, but we're gonna talk about it anyway. La La Land is turning 10 years old this year. Yes, we live to see the day when they fixed Ryan Gosling's crooked hand on the movie poster. I believe, for those that don't know, his hand was originally, if I'm not mistaken, his hand was supposed to be matching Emma Stone's hand on the movie poster, but his hand was askew. That was a creative choice or a mistake that Ryan Gosling himself made. They've since rectified that mistake, and now their hands are the same, but I don't know. Personally, I'm getting off topic right off the bat. Personally, I kind of like that touch. I feel like it could be great foreshadowing for the movie, the way it's a weird way of like being symbolic sort of about the way that they're not directly like on the same flow. They're not on the same path. They kind of are on different metrics here. So me personally, I kind of like that mistake. I think it would have been fine to leave it in there, but that's just me. La La Land follows our two protagonists, played by Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. Absolutely to perfection, might I add. They both do an incredible job here. Some of the best performances, arguably, of their career. I think they do a great job. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes stories with this film. They were going to get, I believe, a hand double in for Ryan Gosling because I don't think he knew how to play piano prior to this film. Based on the stories that I heard behind the scenes, he actually legitimately learned to play piano for this film's sake. So all the piano playing you see in the film is actually him. I think that's very admirable. I think that just adds to his character and his commitment to projects. I think that's overall just excellent. I really want to commend him for that, and just an overall great performance. Emma Stone as well. The film here is about two people that love each other but are also in pursuit of their different goals. There you have Ryan Gosling, who wants to be a musician. He wants to open up his own bar, like a jazz club type area. And then you have Emma Stone's character, who she desperately wants to be an actress, and she continually throughout the film gets the door shut in her face. And so you have two people with different goals. They're on kind of like a different wavelength, but they find comfort and companionship in one another. They try to build a life with each other, but they ultimately struggle to come to terms with the hand that they've been dealt and their ultimate goal of trying to pursue these goals no matter what stands in their way. Essentially, it is a bit of a horror tale because you've got two people who seemingly refuse to compromise and at the end of the day are just dead set on their lifelong goals. I feel like you completely buy Emma Stone's side, you buy Ryan Gosling's side here. It's a tragedy on some levels, but there's a real aspect, there's something very palpable about this story, this journey that we go on throughout the film. You can tell that they have strong affection for one another. It's just at odds with the people that they ultimately want to be. That's such a devastating tale that, again, like I said, it is told just beautifully here. Absolutely beautifully. When this film first came out, it actually wasn't like a widespread release. It was not playing in any theaters like around me, but I had seen the trailer for it previously and thought I thought based on the trailer that this film most definitely seemed like something just right up my alley. Like I really wanted to see this film. I kind of looked for just the nearest theater around me that was showing the film on its release, and I actually stumbled across a theater that was about 2 to 3 hours away from me. So I made it a bit of a road trip and really taking that drive back just to mull things over. This film felt like it took a lot out of me. Like I was doing some mental gymnastics here to kind of come to terms with the overall conclusion of the film. All that being said, even back when I first viewed the film, I knew that it was like beautifully done. The music here is phenomenal. The performances here are phenomenal. The story here just hits like a gut punch. I was not expecting that. And funnily enough, after I had gotten back from that viewing, about 1 to 2 weeks after I had made that trip to that theater to view the film, it had gotten a more widespread release and now was in just a bunch more theaters like closer to my area. I kind of thought that was a weird twist of fate, kind of funny, but nevertheless glad to see it was getting more attention. I think it definitely deserved it. This is coming off the boots of Damien Chazelle's earlier work, Whiplash. Whiplash and La La Land I consider impeccable masterpieces. They are just wonderful films. Babylon, Damien Chazelle's third film, major motion picture at least. We may just pretend like that one doesn't exist. That one was not for me, unfortunately. But with all that being said, of course, if you have not seen La La Land, I think it's a great time. It is a bit of a sad tale, so I would be forewarned about that. Overall, great performances across the board, excellent music, excellent storytelling. Love the fact that Ryan Gosling actually took the time to learn piano for this film. I think that's a great behind-the-scenes story in and of itself. But with all that being said, thank you for sticking with me.